Hi, I'm Fred. This is Wood Tools Workshop. Previously, I did a demo of a taper jig that I built, showed how it could be used to cut various angles and also to do tapered legs as, for example, for a table or a chair leg. Today we're going to look at how it's built. The jig consists of three pieces: a base, a fence, and a stop. The length of the base is 32 inches. It has 4 pieces of T-track on it that are evenly spaced. They have 9 inches between them, so if you do the math, 9 times 3 is 27, an inch from each end, 28, 29, and 4 times 3/4, which is the width of the T-track, is 3 more inches, so the total is 27, 28, 29 plus 3, 32. So with that math, you should be able to evenly space your T-track throughout the base. The width of the base is going to be dependent on your table saw. This one's 8 inches, but really it's how far your miter track is from the blade. The runner on the underside of the base is going to slide in the miter track. You want to cut a dado for the runner at this distance from the blade, but add a little extra, 1/8 of an inch or so more. Go ahead and mount the runner and then set it in position and let the blade cut the final width of the base. That way you will be as close up against the blade as you can get. That's what we want. The fence is not quite as long as the base because we need room for the stop at the end. So the fence is 31 inches long. How wide it is depends on what you wound up with for the width of your base. We just want it to be wide enough that it has a good solid bite and it doesn't have any wobble to it. This one's 5 inches. So the fence has slots in each end and at these 2 points in the middle, each of them to work with the T-track. We've got a T-bolt sticking up through each one and a nut on it. This is what holds the fence in place. I have a riser down here on this end because when the stop is in place, this would hit against it if I didn't have the riser there to raise it up. As far as this T-track is concerned, you need to use a number 6 by 3/8 screw. I used 6 by 1/2, and that was a mistake. And I wound up with about a 1/16 of an inch sticking out through the bottom, and I had to come back and file that down. So save yourself that trouble. The 4 slots for the T-bolts are approximately 1.25 inches in length. The T-track is 1/2 inch from the edge. The threaded insert is 1.75 inches from the edge of the fence. And that is for the purpose of screwing the stop to it. And the stop is what holds the stock so that it doesn't slip. Like everything else, the stop is made from Baltic birch, 3/4 inch. It's 1.5 inches by 4 3/4, and it has a 1/2 inch dado cut in it. Over here it's cut almost halfway through. I cut that dado because I intended to use a T-nut. A nut like this, where this is a bolt, this bolt would have screwed into the nut. It would have fit in this slot and not turned in it. But unfortunately, I could not find a T-nut. So what I did instead was, this is a 1/4 by 20 insert, and I ground the sides of it off so that it would fit in my dado and would not turn. It actually goes this way so that it fits down into the slot that we've cut through there. I took a 1.5 1/4x20 bolt and took the head off of it, ground the head off, and it screws down into my insert, which then fits here in the dado and in the slot. And we put a lock nut on the back of it. I was thinking a wing nut would be good here, but I don't have a wing nut in the shop at the moment, and I'm not going to make a special trip to the hardware store to get one. So the lock nut holds our bolt in place. Loosen it up a little bit and it can slide in the slot up and down. And you've already seen how my knob holds it in place in the threaded insert here. So you can slide back and forth. That slot is, I should have measured this before I put it on, I reckon. It's approximately 2 1/4 inches long. Well, we covered almost everything. The knob that screws into the threaded insert is a 1/4x20, 1 inch long. The threaded insert, of course, is a 1/4x20. On the inside, drill a 3/8 hole to screw it into. And I believe it's time to build this bad boy. See you in the next video.